A lot of us will say that we need a miracle in our marriage, but really we ask God for the thing that we don't want to do.
I've sat down to think about something that seems very disappointing. You just listen to the video.
God does the impossible things. We do the possible things.
Good.
And oftentimes in our marriage, we just don't want to do the possible things we can do. And so now our prayer is, will God heal our marriage? Well, no, you got to work on you.
Tag. So let me give you a Bible. Lazarus being raised from the grave. Jesus shows up to do the one thing the people can't do, and that's resurrection. When he rose up, he says, where have you placed him? They said, well, we placed him in a tomb. He said, roll away the stone. He's like, I didn't put him in there. I told you I was coming.
That's
so good.
You can move a stone.
That's right.
So you move it. Once the stone is removed, he says, Lazarus, come forth. Lazarus comes out bound in his grave clothes. The resurrection is the only thing they could not do. He says to them, loose that man.
That's right.
And let him go. I didn't bind him, so I'm not gonna loose him. The rolling away of the stone is in your power.
You can do it.
You know, the biggest disappointing life someone can live is to blame someone who thinks you have a role to play in a solution of a complaint you have made. Let me say that again. The biggest disappointing life someone can live is when you tend to blame someone who has an idea of what you can do or your role to play in the solution you are looking for from him or her. You know, human beings sometimes are very, very interesting species. Why? Because we are very special in how funny we are, very special in how we think, very special in a lot of things. We cry every day. God, do this. God, do that. God, do this. And we are looking for magic. You know, but most interestingly, we forget to play our role. You want to get married. You want a good man. You want a good woman, but you have 10 of them running with them. How do you figure out? If you want God to do a miracle, then why don't you relax? Your role to play is to stand at a position. Look at all the people that you think you like. But no, you will not stay in one position. You will not look at them. You go into their lives, mess everything up, and then you are looking for God to repair it. That is a miracle. No, that is magic. Interesting. You are looking for God to make it, to do a miracle. You heard that God is able to do exceeding and abundantly. Then you forgot that when Martha and Mary called Jesus to come to the aid of the family because Lazarus, his friend, was dead. When Jesus got there, he didn't tell them, wait for me, I'm coming to roll the stone. Jesus said, roll the stone. I have not come to roll the stone for you. Roll the stone. And after the stone was rolled, Jesus said, Lazarus, come forth. I have not come to roll the stone for you. Your part to play in your life, I have not come to do it for you. What I have come to do is that after you have done your part, my part will be effective because my part has already been done. Lazarus was already awake in the tomb. It was only left for the stone to be rolled, and Jesus will call him out. Until the stone is rolled, Lazarus will still be lying there. Oh, let me talk about this. In the situation of the feeding of the 5,000 people, Jesus could have stood there, command the food to come, but he asked for something from the people. Your role to play is always significant. He took some fish and bread from the people themselves and he multiplied them. So my supplication is always available, but what have you done? What is your role? What is your role? It is quite funny to know that when humans think we are so wise and so smart, you come to realize that our wisdom and our smartness is no different from stupidity. Because if you think you have the ways and the means, or you've had all you need to prosper, let me ask you, if God gives you, let me tell you this, if God gives you money, you don't need the anointing of marriage to take care of money. You need to learn about financial literacy to be able to handle money. If God gives you a good marriage, you don't need your qualification or your knowledge in your work to handle the marriage. No, you need the wisdom of marriage to be able to handle marriage. So, what am I trying to say? Eventually, whatever you want God to do has already been provided. What is your role? Just sit down there and be saying, God, if you don't do it, I'll put my back. Put it down and go. After all, God does not need your validation to be God. Shalom. My name is Afik Anedum, and this is Rams with Afik. I sign off. See you.